Hello, everybody out there. How is it going? Welcome aboard to Flawless Rage 2. And yes, this is Andrew from Flawless Rage 2. And we have audio. So, welcome to Flawless Rage 2 on this very, very fine Sunday, the 5th of October 2025. Tonight, we're going to be doing a bit of work on a house. Plus, I have a treat for you. I have two houses to show you and to sell. So it's going to be interesting. Ignore this. I'm doing some remodeling in my office there. Ignore that. Right, okay, let's get into this and let's go to the first place, which is the old barn. So I've done this one many a time before, but I've decided just to do it again, and turn it into a house with a flat roof. Because fuck doing any other kind of roof. And let me show you what I've done so far. So as you walk on in, you've got a nice big living room here. Display cabinet over here with a hi-fi system on it and a couple of figurines there. You've also got a TV, console, and inside the cupboard is where your controllers and your headsets kept. Fireplace on a proper stand as well. Into the kitchen we go, and it's bare bones really in a way, but there's also lots of space in here as well. Two doors. This one leads you to a downstairs toilet, and through here is just a storage cupboard. You can see a fan in there and a Hoover. Nothing too drastic, nothing too special in that one. I believe Boston has just come online on Xbox. So let me just see if it is him. Yep, and I will quickly just message him and let him know I'm live. For some reason, his YouTube doesn't let him know things, and I would be pissed off about that as well. Let me just get out of that. There we go. Right. So, yeah, I've been working on this one. I just thought, screw it, and just messing about, and I just came up with this, I've noticed I'm starting to put more detail into my builds as well, which is pretty damn cool. So let me just go here, and message the man and see if the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, will come in. Right. There we go. Let's see if he comes on in. Right. Okay, so yeah, this one is quite bare bones. Couple of lights in there. A lovely fireplace to keep you warm. That's what you want. Do you know what? That's missing from life. Open fireplaces. It really is. Right. We do have talking points tonight as well. We'll get to them in just a few minutes. This is your landing area. Upstairs here, once again, you've just got a little storage cupboard for upstairs in case you want to chuck some stuff in it. Storage is the main thing when it comes to a house. There's not really much that you can do about it when it comes to storage. You've got a nice bathroom here, complete with everything you could possibly want in there, really. And these are bedrooms. That's what we're going to be working on first, these bedrooms. They're already papered and everything else, but we need to finish them off. So that is what we're going to do. Let me get some light on the subject first, because if we don't have lights, then we can't fucking see anything. So let's go for, maybe a couple of them. So we'll stick one there, come right back as straight as we can, go there, and we can just turn these on straight away. There you go. No light switch required. Okay, now the windows. Quite nice long windows there. That I don't think curtains are going to go there. I really don't. I think that's going to require some blinds or shades, as they call them on here. So I'll do that, and we've got some green, so we'll go with let's go with a lighter green, I think. Yeah, that one. Shit, that needs to be done again. Got to remember to do the fucking thing first. And if you know what that means, there you go. Awesome stuff. Right, there we go. So now the bed really could go here, But you know me, a television has to go in here someplace. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do the bed first. Get a nice bed going here. Let's go with that one for a change. There we go. And yeah, do you know what? We will sleep until morning. There we go. Get a bit of the old sunshine coming in. Right. So we've got that. Now we're going to jump up on our bed and get the TV in. The most important part of any room is the TV. See, priorities, people, priorities. Right. Let's put the telly there. Okay. Now we've got some space for other things. So if I go to cabinet, no storage in it. I'm going to put in this wardrobe. I wish this game would stop fucking flickering. You'd have thought the time this game's been out, they'd have fixed the bloody flickering issues now. But nope. Okay, a couple of wardrobes in there. And then over here, we will put this, well, it says shelf, but it's not really a shelf, is it? We'll put that one there, and we'll have one there. There's like little bedside tables. On them, we'll put a lamp. And it'll just look nicer with a lamp on it than the big lights on all the time. Let's go interesting. Let's get one of these. We'll put one on both sides. Oh, look at that. Turn these off a minute. There you go. Check that out, would you? Look at that. Nice mood lighting for when you want to watch the TV. We're going to put the TV on as well, but we're not going to watch that. I noticed a few things on here. I don't even know how long they've been on here, but you've got no signal, a broken screen, or the TV menu. I'll stick with the TV menu because at least that way you get to have the TV on. Awesome. Right, there you go. So that's basically that bedroom sorted out, you know. Didn't take us long, did it? There is a switch on the floor. We will clear that away. And we'll go and do pretty much the same thing in this one, but we might go opposite, and we also might put a curtain in this one. Just because, really. So we don't want to, but let's try that one. It's daytime, so we'll have them open. And we'll go red, as we've got some red on the wallpaper. There you go. And we'll go opposite. So we'll get a bed and we'll put it the other side. That one will do nicely. Oh shit, I haven't painted the ceiling in this one. Oh God. Right, we better do that real quick before I go and forget. Right. Painting must be done. It'll also make the room a little bit brighter as well. Right. It won't take long to paint. So we'll get that done. And we'll get on to our talking points, shall we? So the first one is here in the UK last week, or the week before, whenever it was, they announced that basically I think they want everybody, and it's like going to be a mandatory thing. I could be getting that wrong, though, to have digital IDs, basically to prove who you are. Now, why? Why do you always need these days to prove who you are? If you get a phone call from your bank, they're phoning you, but then they ask you a series of security questions to prove they're talking to you. Well, I think, you know, trying to prove who you are and things like that is bullshit. I also think it's a violation, really, of, privacy. Because what if you don't want to prove who you are? What if sort of like, you know, you're just a regular, an average Joe, but you don't sort of like, feel the need to have to do that? I don't think you should. I think that's totally wrong. I mean, you know, even now when it comes to voting in this country, you've got to, have identification on you just to vote. I will admit I have never voted in my life. I don't know if I ever will. But it's kind of like it really is a violation of privacy, considering, it's just sort of like them wanting to know every single thing about you. They have, they can fuck off, quite frankly, if they think they're you know, gonna want to know everything about me. Trust me, they won't want to. They'll have one look into me and they'll be like, fuck that, we'll leave him alone. That'll do. As it's ridiculous the way that the government think that they can treat people, and I also I see it as sort of, I mean, I probably sound like a bit of a conspiracy theorist here, but I see it as them trying to like find a way to manipulate, control, just like all governments do, and try and be sort of like up in your face about everything. There's no reason for it. There's no need for it. It's just sort of like, do as we say. We want to know who you are, what you're doing, where you are, who you're doing it with, how many wanks you've had today, that kind of thing, and I think it's a bit of a piss take myself. I mean, why do you need to prove who the fuck you are? I don't really think you should. There's, you always get sort of like people when it comes to local election time. I mean, we're not even talking big government here. It's basically to elect a new MP, right? A new MP for your area, no matter what, county you're in. You always get sort of like your regional MP who don't really do anything. And you always get people knock on your door and say, hi, who will you be voting for in the next election? Now, the last one that came up, we had that. We had somebody knock on the door. This is when I was living at my old house. And this bloke came to the door and said, who will you be voting for? I went, no one. Really? Why? Why is that, may I ask? And I went, well, I think that's all bollocks. They're all acting like kids. And, it's... and I don't see why I should have to prove who I am. And he was like, that's actually fair enough, And I was like, well, yeah, and they do. They really fucking do act like children. They really do. You see them in fucking Parliament, right? Like Prime Minister's questions on a Tuesday or Wednesday, whenever the fuck it is, right? And no word of a lie, you see them sitting in there. And they make me fucking laugh. They do. They sound like sheep, right? They do. They sound like sheep. Excuse me. They really do. They sound like sheep. Somebody gets up and gives their point of view on something. What do you hear behind them? Yeah, You talk about fucking children, don't you? Jesus fucking Christ. I mean. What the fuck? It's ridiculous. They really do sound like children. Yeah, that's all they fucking do. And then, when somebody else gets to stand up and they've said their piece, they then get up as a rebuttal to try and sort of like fight back kind of thing. And what do they say? The right honourable gentleman. If this motherfucker is honourable and right, why are you arguing with him? Why are you there basically disagreeing with everything that he's saying if he's fucking right? This is what the government is. Okay, it always has been, always will be. It's fucking ridiculous. You know, saying sort of like, oh, you must have a digital ID. Why have I got to have a digital ID? And why has everything got to be digital? Why does everything have to be digital these days? If you want to watch a movie, digital, stream it. If you want to listen to music, oh yeah, digital, stream it. You know, if you want to talk to a fucking doctor, digital, book your appointment. You know, what the fuck? Digital, especially when it comes to sort of like, you know, booking doctor's appointments and stuff like that, has made people lazy. You know, it's the easy way out. Oh, that's all right. I'll call at whatever time of the morning. It don't really matter. You know, I'll call at whatever time of the morning to get the appointment booked. I'll do it digitally. Fuck off. Do it the old-fashioned way. Ring the fuckers up and say, hello, I'd like to see a doctor because, you know, of whatever condition. It's their fucking job to fucking look after you. They're basically doctors. They've sworn a fucking oath, you know, to look after people's health. And here you go with these fuckers who are sort of, you know, it's ridiculous. It really is. Digital's bullshit. It really is. I don't like digital all that much. That's why when it comes to music, let's just take that as an example. I buy vinyl records. I buy compact discs. Now, yes, okay. On discs it says digital. You know, that's, you know, everybody says CDs are digital, and they are to a certain extent, but they get put through a fucking DAC, which is a digital to analog converter. So it turns them back to a like analog sound. You know, but what do people do these days? So I got it on my Spotify, and I listen to it on my Spotify. Why? Why would you pay? Right, here's a scenario. Well, and we're going off topic about the digital IDs for a minute, but this is how ridiculous digital is, right? Back in the day, you used to go to a record shop, buy a CD, a record, even a cassette, and that album that you had just bought was yours. You can play it as many times as you like. You can listen to it whenever you want to, as many times as you want to, without having to pay an extra fee. Now, with digital music, it's, you know, I can have a digital streaming service, and it's going to cost me £9 a month. That £9 could have been spent on buying the fucking CD or the record. You know, I mean, records are really stupid expensive these days. But, you know, that's the way the world has got. Convenience, laziness. That's the way it's all got. Now, I'm not saying I don't use digital formats. Of course I do. I'm on one right now. But, you know, when it comes to other things, I mean, you know, when it comes to, like, movies, I mean, even movies, right? We've gone from, you know, Betamax to VHS to DVD to Blu-ray to 4K Blu-ray to, you know, even back in the day when because it lost the format war, HD DVD, things like that, you know, and they're all formats of something physical you can hold in your hand. And now we pay so much a month to watch movies, and it's up to whatever streaming company you choose to go with. You know, it's up to them how long the movie stays on there before they take it off and add something else on. Well, if you've got the movie on DVD, Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray, whatever it is, VHS, doesn't really matter, you've got that to watch whenever you want. You know, it's not a very smart thing to, you know, in some cases to go digital. Now, yes, YouTube is a very useful tool. It can help you learn stuff. and do things. But there's also another thing that can help you learn stuff. It's called a book. It's got a front cover and a back cover and a bunch of pages in it that you can sit and read. And this is coming from somebody who's not a reader, but if I have to, I will, and yeah, just seems really, really redundant to me to have everything digital and to have your passport or your identification digital. So and where is it going to be stored? Who's going to look at it? What are they going to do with my information? Are they going to say, right, this person hasn't done this in a while, let's charge them such and such amount of money? The way it's got is fucking ridiculous. And another thing is digital as well, games. But I'm not going to moan about that because I know sometimes games can be a pain in the ass to get hold of. Even this one I'm playing is a digital game. And I might be sort of like contradicting myself a bit there. It might seem like that. But, the main thing that we're talking about here tonight is the digital, identification thing. I really don't know or see why anybody has to prove to anybody who they are. If somebody calls you and say, "Oh, hello, this is such and such from your bank," am I speaking to this person? You can go, "Yes, you are." Okay, before we continue, I just need to run through some security questions just to prove it's you. And I'm like, you rang me. I'm not going to pick up the phone and go by a pseudonym or something, and fucking, be sort of like, "Oh yes, this is my phone number. This is my phone, but that's not my name. My name is Phil McCracken or something, whatever." You know what I mean? It's a bit of a piss take. It really is. And, I don't think it should exist. I think it's stupid. And I also think it's, in a way, a bit of Big Brother always wanting to know where you are, what you're doing, how you're doing it, and why you're doing it, What concern is it of the government about who the fuck I am? It isn't their concern. It's my business. It's my private business. It isn't anything to do with them. Why do they want to know who I am and sort of like, and that's just my thing though. Where are these things going to be kept? Where are these digital IDs going to be kept? Are they going to be safe? Are they going to be hacker and scam proof? Are they going to be, what are they going to be used for? Is your data going to be sold? Things like that. I'm very cautious and very wary about that. So that is just a, that is just sort of like one thing that, the sort of like arisen lately. And, when you sit and think about it, it's like, why? Will it come to pass? I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Over here in this country, we seem to be having a hell of a lot of protests lately for all the right reasons. But, I think there'll be another one that's protested about when it comes to it. Let's just see if it goes ahead, And if it does, then, if it does, it does, I guess. I don't think there's anything we can do about it as such, But yeah, digital IDs, huh? What a stupid idea. So, yeah, that is, that's one of the things that we're talking about tonight. We're going to go on to a different topic as well here tonight, and it's more of a fun one, all right? It's more of a fun, topic. We're now in October. It's Halloween month. A lot of people hate Halloween. A lot of people are scared of Halloween. Don't watch horror movies. I've got a sister who will not go near a horror movie to save her life. She can't do it. It's simple. She can't do it. Even if I saw like a very tame 12, she won't do it. It's That's one of them things, really. Now, me, I'm a horror movie buff. I absolutely love horror movies. The more, the merrier. The gorier, the better. There isn't a specific type of horror movie I like. I pretty much like them all, whether it be a horror, like a psychological horror, whether it be a slasher, whether it be a supernatural one. And I just love them. I think they're absolutely fantastic. I mean, there was all reports when the Terrifier 3 came out that people were being sick and had to leave cinemas because they couldn't stand what they were seeing. Well, I watched the Terrifier 3 and I was giggling my ass off out all the way through. I thought it was great. So, yeah, a lot of people can't do it, but my question is, what is your horror film? Which ones have you seen? Are you a horror movie fan? Do you like the whole, um, you know, gore and blood and, or even the supernatural ones? For instance, me and my wife just finished watching The Conjuring. We're going through the Conjuring movies again. And we've just watched 1 and 2. And because they're based on the findings of Ed and Lorraine Warren, legendary paranormal investigators, I'm very compelled by them, and I'm really interested in them. And, and they're cases that you've heard about before, but you get an idea of how, like, a case was handled and stuff like that and what actually happened. Now, paranormal shows go to these places and they cover them, and they cover them well. But sometimes you don't get the full picture like you do with the movie that's based on a true story. And, a lot of people are still sort of like, oh no, there's no such thing as ghosts. Yes, there is. And I'm not trying to push my beliefs on anything. I believe that there is, entities out there. I actually know for a fucking fact there is, because years ago, me and my wife had one. It wasn't a demonic one. It wasn't a bad one. It was just, a cheeky chap who used to live basically in the flat that we used to live in. This is way before I had my kids. And, I think it's sort of like, I think it's great. I think they're cool horror films. But what is your horror film? Are you a Freddy Krueger fan? Are you a Jason Voorhees fan? Could it even be that you are I don't know, let's say, are you more of a supernatural fan? What is your jam? What is your vibe? I want to know. So if you're watching this later, let me know, because it's going to be, I'm very interested in the way that people, the ones that people watch. And yeah, a lot of people say that oh yeah, I like horror films, and then they shit themselves when they watch them. That's the sort of thing that actually makes me laugh a bit. I'm not going to lie. That is the sort of thing that makes me laugh. So, what is your one? What's your horror film of choice? Or franchise even, like Friday the 13th, or, anything like that? Be very, very interesting to find that out. Now, we're going to put a pool in here. I'm also going to try and do something as well. What is that? That's a fence. Well, yeah, we could put that in. I'm going to put that over here. Before I do the pool area, I'm just going to, fence it off. All the way across. You don't want anyone coming into your house now, do you? going in amongst the trees here. That just clipped that one. Right, there we go. Excellent. So you've got to go through the house to get through to the backyard because there's a fence in the way now. Sorry if my voice sounds a little bit croaky. I'm still recovering from a bit of a cold, so apologies for that. But yeah, it's, it's very interesting to find out what horror films people watch. I mean, I watch horror films because I love that kind of thing. That is my jam. I watch paranormal shows because I love them. And people think that you're sort of like evil and, you believe in this and that and the other. No, I'm not. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe that he is our Lord and Savior. I accept him as my Lord and Savior. And I'm not going to go religious on you, don't worry. But people say, well, how can you believe that sort of stuff? Well, Jesus is the truth, okay? I have had to really put my faith in him in more recent times, and he came through for me, and I truly believe that was his doing. So, no, I'm not evil, and I don't worship the devil or anything like that. I'm just, I'm very thankful for what I have and the faith that I have as well. God is good, people. God is good. But like I say, I'm not here to preach. I'm not a preacher. I'm far from it, actually. But I just wanted to put that one out there that sort of like, people do believe if you like paranormal stuff and that you are evil or you're into evil doings and stuff like that, or you're a despicable person because you like that kind of thing. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it's people's preference. I just prefer, and I just love to watch horror films, and also paranormal shows because I know it's real. Some slashers are quite funny. When they're not based on true events. If it's based on true events, you're thinking, oh, fuck me. That can be a little bit, this actually happened, what the fuck, but, it's just one of those things, really. And, I really enjoy it. Okay, so we've got our pool in. I'm now going to build a cover for it as well, I think. And don't forget, I've still got 2 places to show tonight. 2 places to show of what I've recently built earlier. Okay. Now I'm just going to take the top of this and put it across to wherever I need to be. Here. I'm going to build steps in the sky. So then I can go up here and hopefully they join up. Which they do. There we go. Right. This is going to be the basis for our cover. We're going to put a hard cover over it, like a concrete cover. And it'll be just basic. I'll just paint it white, but and it is going to be very basic. But it's just a nice little touch. And now I just got to hope I don't I know I won't go too high, because if I go up here to the top and go to where I want it, about here. Right. Let's hope to fuck that this joins up now. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but in this case it looks like it might have just. Brick by brick it goes up. There we go. And finally, the same thing. It's over here, right about there. And then we'll take it from the corner here and see if we got it right. We need to do a little bit of joinery work there. We'll build it there, hello. I mean, technically, you could turn this into an indoor pool, but... Right, so if we get that onto there, all we've got to do is come across to there and perfect fit. There you go. That is now all, the framework there is joined and built. Just got to do this bit. I'm in the puck and pull because I can feel myself sinking. But now... You'll see we can just join it straight up. There you go. And if we go up to here, and we take it across to there, then bring it all the way across. Bam, we're undercover. Simple as that. We could paint it. We could actually paint that. Let's do it. Let's paint it. Just a white will do. Nothing too fancy. Right. And then we'll just paint it across there. And then we will, you know, just get it all done. Now I know that sort of like I've got other games I am going to show you. I probably will stream again at some point this week. I don't know when though. I know you're waiting for a certain stream on Twitch. It will happen. I'm just basically sorting things out now with it. So, yeah, give me a... I'll try and bring it to you this week. If I can't do this week, I'll try for next week. And I regret starting painting this because it's going to take forever. I wish it was one of them ones where you could just sort of like click on it, it all highlights it, and then it just goes into the color. That would be nice, but no, we don't get that kind of luck. So we're just going to paint this up. I mean, it doesn't take long, but, you know, it just seems like forever when you're doing this. I mean, technically, we could put a path in as well. But I don't know if I want to do that. The house is basically finished. Right. Okay, let's get this sorted out. I think I might just say fuck the rest of the posts and just do the cover underneath. I'm not great at this game, but, you know, I don't do serious builds at all. You know, I prefer to just come on here and fuck about for a little while. There we go. We'll leave it at that because that took a hot minute. Right. We could cut the grass, but I'm not going to do that either. But I think we've got a nice little house here. I really do. I think we've got a lovely little house here. We've got, you know, let's go in through the back. Like I said, kitchen, you've got everything down there. Nice living room. Go upstairs. And, I mean, now, if you look out of the window, you can see the actual pool we've just built, even though the window opens the wrong way. But, you know, you can see the pool we've just built there. Storage cupboards, other bedroom. So what we're going to do is we're going to sell this place first. Then I'm going to show you two other places that I have done, and we're going to sell them as well. Now, one of them, I don't know if Pam is watching. I don't know if Boston is watching. But you're going to like this. So let's sell this one first. Okay, we're getting some good things here. 216, 227, 228. It's Greta Hill who gets it. Congratulations on your new home. Let's see what it looked like before. I will leave the before and after photos in. Some things are reused, as you see, you know, but check this out. It used to be an old barn for whatever, and now, you mean, you talk about a converted barn, you don't get more fucking converted than that. What it is and what it was. Well, I didn't paint that little bit of stone there at the bottom of the house because I wanted to leave some originality in, an original feature. There you go. We're not going to save the photos, but we're now going to go to my home. And the first thing we'll show you is, I think it'll be the beach huts. We'll go there first. So the Seaside Resort, I did this one. Some of it, you might think, well, there's still colours and stuff at the top. Don't worry about that. I've left it. But these look more like actual houses. Let's run all the way up to the first one. So house number one, all bricked. On the inside, you got your little fridge there, little sink. You know, great for a holiday home. This kind of place is. You got a TV there, hi-fi system there. You got lamps. Through here, you've got your bathroom, which has got, you know, all your amenities in it that you need. Bedroom through here with, once again, a TV and a nice big wardrobe. And then out, and you're onto the sand. You have got your own private little bit of garden if you live in that this one as well. So you do have your own private bit of garden there that you can, you know, kids can frolic around in and such. Like, I mean, anyone's kids could go in there, but it does belong to number one. As you see there, I've numbered them as well. Number two, now some of these designs are a bit different to the other ones. You go in here, it's a very cramped little kitchen, but you have got a kitchen there nonetheless. A very cramped little kitchen, but it's there. A very small bedroom, but it's there. And also, there's no TV. Give me a sec. We'll only do a small. There, now it's got a TV. You walk through here to another bedroom, which, well, not the bedroom. Sorry, this is the living room area, and it's got a back living room. I prefer a back living room. My house has a back living room. You've got a hi-fi. You've got a console. It's small, but cozy, and it works. And then, as I said before, back door out onto the sands. Let's go and take a look at number 3, which the door is already open for us. Now, I haven't really completed this one, but I think the rooms are done. It's just the other thing. So, yeah, a small little kitchen once again, but it's got everything you need in it. And it hasn't got a fridge? Yes, it does. The fridge is there. It's got a built-in fridge into the cabinetry. Just a little bit of a smaller, a bit more of a simplistic design there. I haven't painted the hallway because I really couldn't be asked. You've got your TV in here with your bedroom, a couple of wardrobes for storage. In here is a bathroom which doesn't exist, ignore that. And this was going to be the living room. So this one's still a work in progress. So whoever wants this one can do it to their own liking. And for the final one is finished, I believe. And living room. No, sorry, bedroom at the front. You do have windows. You've got a nice TV there. Fish wallpaper. Pretty damn cool. Here is your bathroom with everything you can want in it. Kitchen is near the back door in this one. You've got your washer and dryer, your sink, your fridge. And did I put a cooker in here? Don't think I put a cooker in here, but the new owners have to get one for themselves. And another back living room. Just very basic, but it works. Okay? So that is the things, and just a fence all the way around there. So that's these houses that I've built, just smartened them up a little bit, apart from a couple of them, missing a couple of things, but we're going to sell them and see what we get. Let's do it. Well, it's not going to be buy low. That's always a good thing. 278273277. It is Laurie Zaho who's got it. Or Zhao, or how the fuck ever you pronounce that. And yes, we're going to sell it to Laurie. Let's do it. We'll leave the pictures in. And let's see what it was and what it is. Much tidier. Now, I might do this one again, but I don't quite know how. I might turn it into one big place. I might do it as two. So watch this space to see if I can do that. Oh, and there's Pam. Has come in, says, well done, thanks for streaming. That's all right, Pam, no worries. I've still got another house to show. So shall we do it? Let's do it. I've got another house to show you guys. Hope you're okay out there, Pam. Thank you so much, I appreciate that. Now, this one I have never done before. And it's not fully complete because the game started freaking the fuck out. It's in harmony with nature. Also, you might think. I have converted it into something very different. If we go out the front here, welcome to Flawless Studios. That's right. I have made a television studio. Oh, shit. What sort of shows are we going to be broadcasting? Well, there's, the game started freaking out when I was building. As you see, it's starting to get a little bit laggy now as I'm on this one, so I can't wait to get this one sold. Got some dishes out the front, Flawless Studios up there. Let's go in and see what we're broadcasting. I know what these are. Inside here, we have news and weather. Think of these lights here as cameras. And that one I never even faced that way, I don't think. No, I didn't. It's turned itself around. So yes, we've got news here. Doom and news. Isn't that what all news shows is? It's just doom and gloom. So yes, we have doom news there. And over here is where the clouds are, is where the weather is. So yes, doom news is there. Oh, opposite that, we also do have lights as well. If I turn that one off, when the shows are on air, I do have a red light that goes on above them. Inside here, it's the garden hour. So out the front window there, I've put some plants to make basically a set. Put some crocuses in a pot in here. Got some lighting going, even sort of like naturey wallpaper, and a bench. And that is the garden hour. Pam says, brilliant, thank you, Pam. Down the way here, this is where it gets really good. You walk in here, and welcome to Paranormal Talk. So we've done it a bit of a gothic sort of style, I guess you could say. We've got some gothic-y looking tables there. This is where the hosts are going to sit. We even added for a dress and a bit of cauldron, and also some LEDs, some spiders with webs, and also some moons with cats. So yes, we have Paranormal Talk there in that one. That's what's on floor 1. Let's head on up and see what is on floor 2. There's not much up here. Okay. We'll go in there in a minute. I think it's in here first. Right, I've made a green room, basically where all of like the TV stars and the presenters and stuff can go and make themselves a cup of tea, a coffee, do a snack. Thank you, Pam. I appreciate that. So yeah, you can do that. Inside here is is gaming, a gaming show like Gaming Talk, Gaming News, whatever, where we've got a console, a set dressing, a monitor, and also some arcade cabs, and you've got a laptop with that there. So that is that one. Now, in here is the greatest creation of all time. When it gets to late night and you're watching TV, Pam knows where this is going. You want something to watch, but you don't want to watch a film. You don't want to watch a nature show. You don't want to watch anything to do with wildlife. You need Bouncy Babes. That's right. Your adult call-in show, your adult phone chat show. Bouncy Babes is on the air. Here we have the bed. It's got enough for 2 lovely young ladies to get on it. You've got the lights, you've got the cameras. And also, over here, we have a selection of things that they can use while on the phone and also while on air. We've got some bananas here. We've got some aubergines and we've got some courgettes in case they fancy a little snack, let's say. You know, if their lips need something to put inside of it, then they can have a banana so they can have a snack. So there you go. Bouncy Babes is live on from Flawless Studios. So yes, that's that one. Where's Boston? Right. So if we go back downstairs as well, there is another room which I don't think I showed you, and it's in here. This is the production room. We've got some clocks in here so we can tell what the time is. We've got no, you could have put different channels on these, so you know, but we've got some computers. We've got some monitors here. And yes, it's basically a production room to make sure everything runs smoothly and Bouncy Babes does not go off the air. So there we go. That is Flawless Studios. I was going to paint the rest of it, but I couldn't be asked. So that's why that's not done. But I did add some flowers out the front. And there's the part of the set dressing for the garden hour. You can see it through the window there. So, yeah, not bad. I just came up with the idea and I thought, you know what? Let's do it. And I was trying to think of different shows. And I thought, late night chat shows with horny women. Well, pretend to be horny anyway. And, you know, a phone-in show. Now, there you go. Pam says, I love the imagination. Thank you so much, Pam. It didn't take me that long to do, really. Once I got the idea, I was just away with it. So we're actually going to sell Flawless Studios now. It's going to be bought by another company. Probably, I don't know, Boston Hub or something. But in any event, let's do it. We're going to sell it, and then I'm going to choose something else while I'm live to fix up for the next project. So let's sell it. Here we go. Put up for auction. Buy low. What a cunt. Fuck it. Okay, we'll sell it, and then you can see what it was, what it is. I mean, why do we have to see that smarmy bastard's face tonight? Seriously. Fuck you, Bilo. He just wants it for the bouncy babes, doesn't he? In a way, you can't blame him. Right. Oh, it's taken a while to process these photos. Oh dear. There we go. I thought it was going to crash then. There's Flawless Studios in all its splendor. Why fucking Bilo? What a cunt. That, it doesn't really piss me off, you know. I'm happy I did the project, really. You know. Just because you didn't have a toilet there. Well, I'm sorry you can't take a piss, motherfucker. There's plenty of room outside. It's a big area. Go and piss in the yard. Oh, there's Bouncy Babes. As a matter of fact, they'll be on telly in about an hour. The British version, let's say. I didn't paint that side of the house. But you can see, you know, what I did. I just sort of like, you know, did the bones of it. But yes, that is that one. And there's basically 3 properties we've sold tonight. So I'm going to choose one now. While I'm live, I may as well choose one to do, and I'll think of something to do with it. I've got a different office as well. I am remodeling it at the moment because I thought the living room was too fucking small, so I've extended everything. So let's head over to the laptop and see what we got. Well, it says I could buy that, but I've already done that. I'm not doing that. I kind of want to stay away from the beach area. I feel like I've done those a bit too much. I've done that one recently. We've just done that one. The modern bungalow, we've done that one. We could do... Ooh, what one? The old marketplace, we did that one. What could I do and then rip the fuck out of? The sunny bungalow, I've done that so many times, that's unreal. I think we're going to go down here and we're going to buy and do. We've done the theatre recently. I've done the alligator bar. Don't think I've done that one on stream though, but I'll do that another time. Let's go with Forest Cabin. Yeah, that'll give us a bit of a challenge to do. Let's do that. We'll buy it and refresh myself of what it looks like. Because there has been a time when I haven't played Flipper in such a long time. Do you know what? I actually went on GTA this past weekend. I went on there for about 10 to 15 minutes and I was bored with it and came off. I've just played it too much. It's had its day. We need a new game now. Right, okay. Let's just refresh myself with this. Right, yep, okay, I'm getting vivid memories of this. You walk in, that's got the small, yep. Right, okay, and it has a basement as well, this one, doesn't it? So, okay, we can do that. That's not going to be a problem. I think the basement, do you get to that from around the side? Is there an... I'm sure it's got a basement. Well, if it hasn't, I'll fucking build one. But yeah, I remember this one. I remember it well. There it is, a basement. There it is. This is the one with the beaver in it. Yeah, with the fucking fake wall. Yeah. Right, okay. I'll do something with that. I don't know what. It might just be a refurb. After building the studios, I might just do a straight up refurb, but I'll make it a little bit more fucking spacious than this. That's for damn sure. I mean, we've got some shit missing here. Look at that. That's, oh god, it's like the fucking people who, it's like being in a fucking flagship home. It really is. Right, okay. So there you go. I'll do something with that. I'll get on that as soon as I can. I'll try and stream again this week. I don't know what it'll be. I'm also going to try and do Twitch because Sex Shop Simulator needs to be seen to be believed. So I'll try and do that. So please follow me on Twitch at FlawlessAndrew2. That is FlawlessAndrew2 on Twitch. Come over there and give us a follow, and you'll see me over there probably at some point this week. And make sure notifications and stuff are on, kind of thing, and you'll know when I'm streaming on there. That'll be very rarely I stream on there, though, because my main platform is going to be YouTube. So Pam says, appreciate you streaming, thanks. That's absolutely no problem, Pam. I hope you're good. Hope Paul is good. And before I go, I'm still going to do my shout-outs, because why the fuck not? So Pam has just commented, and you need to go to her channel because she is the queen of the flipper. She is, she does small builds, but they're always very intricate, very detailed. And, also she's recently playing the hypermarket or supermarket game as well. So please go ahead and check out her channel. You will not be disappointed. Get her some subs, show some love. And that is Pam's Game TV 2000. Now, if you like House Flipper and you like firefighters and you like people being fried and you like being chased by police cars and all that sort of stuff, then you need to go and subscribe to my brother from another mother, which is Mr. Boston Tea Party, because he does excellent content here. He's, a really good friend, and he is sort of like, a fantastic creator. He really is. He puts a lot of work into his mansions, very bougie and everything. So go subscribe to Boston, and of course, not forget Pam. They are my two very best friends. They're unsubbing again, bastards. If you're going to Pam's channel or you're on Pam's channel and you're unsubbing to her but you're sub to me, fuck off. Because she deserves fantastic, viewers. She deserves people to subscribe to her channel. So go ahead and do it and stop being a prick and unsubbing. How dare you unsub from Pam, you wankers. Right, okay, so I'm going to leave it there. But yes, go sub to Pam, go sub to Boston. Be really appreciated. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Right, I'm going to get out of here now because it is just gone 11 o'clock here. So thank you for watching. It has been an absolute privilege. I'll be back again at some point. I don't know when, but I'll be back again at some point. In the meantime, stay safe. Have a great day tomorrow. Be nice to each other. And thank you once again for watching. God bless you all. And I'll see you later. Goodbye, Pam. And yeah, God bless everybody. Take care. Good night.